Hey friend, welcome back to Skill Up Wednesdays on TrainingCademy. My name is Liz and I'm so glad you're here. Today we're going to talk about something a lot of people feel but rarely say out loud. You work hard. You deliver results. People know they can count on you. In many ways, you are a high performer. And yet, the promotion goes to someone else. Maybe you've watched people with less experience, less talent, or even less commitment move ahead, while you stay in the same position year after year. And deep inside you wonder, what am I missing? What else do they want from me? If you've ever felt overlooked, stuck, or invisible at work, this episode is for you. In this Skill Up Wednesday, we're going to explore why high performers don't always get promoted, and more importantly, what you can do about it without becoming fake, political, or someone you're not. In a moment, I'm going to turn it over to Mark. He's going to walk you through several hidden reasons promotions bypass hardworking people, and he'll give you a practical plan you can start using this week. I'll be back at the end to wrap things up and encourage you with your next step. For now, let me pass it over to Mark so we can dive in. Hey.
Thanks, Liz. Hey everyone, I'm Mark, and I'm excited to walk with you through this topic today. Let's start with a hard truth. Promotions are not just about how long you've been at the job, and they're not even only about how hard you work. In most workplaces, promotions are about perceived value. In other words, the people who are seen as solving important problems, making life easier for leadership, and moving the organization forward are the ones who get picked. That's why you sometimes see someone with less experience move ahead. It's not always fair and it's not always done perfectly, but there are patterns we can learn from. The good news is this: you are not powerless. You don't have to accept overlooked as your identity. In this video, we're going to walk through 5 reasons your less experienced colleagues might be getting promoted, and how you can turn those same factors in your favor without becoming fake, manipulative, or someone you're not. Let's start with the first reason. Reason number 1, they're visible and you're invisible. Many hardworking people have a quiet belief that says, if I just do a good job, someone will notice. But the reality is, leaders are busy. They don't see everything. If your work is always hidden in the background, it's easy to overlook. Less experienced colleagues often get promoted because they are visible. They speak up in meetings. They share ideas. They volunteer for projects. They don't do it perfectly, but they step into the light. This doesn't mean you have to brag or be loud. It means learning to communicate what you're working on, what you've achieved, and how you're helping the team in a clear and respectful way. One simple shift. When you finish something important, don't just check it off your list. Send a short update to your manager, what you did, why it matters, and how it helps. Visibility is not showing off. Visibility is making your contribution clear. Let's look at the second reason. Reason number 2. They're building trust and relationships, not just doing tasks. Promotion decisions are rarely only about skill. They're also about trust. Leaders ask themselves, if I promote this person, will they represent us well? Will they work well with others? Can I count on them? Your less experienced colleagues may be better at building relationships with teammates, leaders, and even customers. They say hello. They ask questions. They listen. They stay calm in tense moments. They don't always agree, but they don't attack. People skills are not extra. They are a huge part of why some people move up. You can start small. Be intentional about being kind, reliable, and respectful with everyone, from the newest hire to the most senior person. When people enjoy working with you and trust your character, you automatically become a stronger candidate for promotion. Now let's talk about reason number 3. Reason number 3, they solve the right problems. Many of us stay stuck in task mode. We do what's on the list. We wait for instructions. We follow the same routine every day. But people who get promoted are often the ones who notice problems and help fix them. They ask questions like, what keeps our team from doing our best work? What frustrates our customers? What's slowing everyone down? And then, instead of just complaining, they work on solutions. Sometimes it's a small improvement to a process. Sometimes it's a more organized system. Sometimes it's a suggestion that saves time or money. You don't have to fix everything. Start with one small recurring problem you see and ask, what's one thing I could do to make this better? When leaders see you as someone who helps solve problems, not just someone who completes tasks, you become a lot more promotable. Now, on to reason number 4. Reason number 4, they communicate their impact. It's not enough to quietly do great work. You also need to help leadership understand the difference your work is making. Less experienced colleagues sometimes get promoted because they naturally talk about outcomes. They don't just say, "I finished the report." They say, "I finished the report, and here's what it shows, and here's how it can help us make a better decision." They don't just say, "I talked to the customer." They say, "I talked to the customer, and here's the feedback that can help us improve our service." You can practice this by adding one simple phrase to your updates, so that. For example, "I reorganized the inventory system so that it's faster for the team to find what they need." "I simplified this spreadsheet so that the numbers are easier to read in our meetings." You're not exaggerating. You're describing impact, and that helps leaders see your value clearly. Let's look at the fifth reason. Reason number 5. They act like the role before they get the role. Often people wait for a promotion before they start thinking and behaving like a leader or like a higher-level professional. But many people who get promoted have already been operating at a higher level for some time. They take ownership. They think beyond their own desk. They ask, "What's best for the team? What's best for the organization?" They stay solution-focused even when things go wrong. This doesn't mean doing someone else's job for free. It means bringing a higher level of character, responsibility, and initiative to the job you already have. Ask yourself, if I already had the promotion I want, how would I show up? How would I prepare? How would I communicate? How would I handle stress? Then, begin living out those answers in small ways right now. Now that we've covered the 5 reasons, let's talk about what you can do starting this week. Your promotion action plan, 30 minutes a day. Let's turn this into a simple action plan you can start using, even with a busy life. Here's a 30-minute daily structure you can use to become more visible, more trusted, and more promotable over time. Day 1. 30 minutes on visibility. Review your current projects and ask, who needs to know about this? Draft one clear update for your manager that explains what you did, why it matters, and how it helps. Day 2. 30 minutes on relationships. Think of one person you work with, a coworker, a leader, or a customer. How can you encourage them, help them, or listen better? Plan one small action and follow through. Day 3. 30 minutes on problem solving. Pick one recurring issue at work. Use your time to think through the real cause and brainstorm possible solutions. Even if you can't fix it alone, you can bring thoughtful ideas to the table. Day 4. 30 minutes on communication. Practice writing clearer emails, preparing for a conversation, or outlining how you'll present an idea in the next meeting. Day 5. 30 minutes on ownership and growth. Ask yourself, what would a person in the role I want be learning right now? Use your 30 minutes to build that skill through a course, a book, practice, or reflection. Small, consistent action in these areas will change the way people see you. It might not happen overnight, but over time, it's powerful. Let's wrap this up with a clear challenge. Let's recap why your less experienced colleagues might be getting promoted and how you can change your story. They're visible while you might be hidden in the background. They build trust in relationships, not just complete tasks. They solve the right problems instead of only doing what's assigned. They communicate their impact so leaders see their value. And they act like the next role before they get the title. You don't have to become a different person. You don't have to pretend. You simply need to be more intentional with the gifts and skills you already have. Here's your Skill Up Challenge. This week, choose one of these 5 areas to focus on first. Visibility, relationships, problem-solving, impact communication, or ownership. Write this sentence. This week, I will focus on Dodge, and here is one small step I will take. Then block out 5 30-minute sessions on your calendar to work that plan. You may not control when promotions happen, but you have a lot more influence than you think over who you are becoming at work. In a moment, Liz will come back to close us out and leave you with a final word of encouragement.
Thank you, Mark. That was real, practical, and full of hope. Friend, you don't have to stay in that painful place where you give your best and feel unseen. You can grow in how you show your value, how you relate to others, and how you prepare for the next level. You are not powerless. You are in a season of preparation. Now it's your turn. In the comments, share this with us. What is one area you want to focus on first? Visibility, relationships, problem solving, communication, or ownership? And what is one small step you're going to take this week? If this Skill Up Wednesday episode helped you, would you please subscribe to the Training Academy YouTube channel, click like on this video, and share it with a friend or coworker who needs this encouragement today. Your support helps us continue creating content that inspires, equips, and empowers you to grow into the person you were meant to be. Thank you for watching Skill Up Wednesdays on Training Academy. Until next time, keep growing, keep learning, and keep showing up like the promotion is already on the inside of you.